Live from WYLN Hazleton, this is WYLN's late edition News at 10 with meteorologist Joe Garbacek, sports with Beth Mensinger, anchors Lisa Sugar and L.A. Tyrone. News, weather, sports, features, and more. You're watching WYLN's late edition News at 10.
Good evening and welcome to WYLN's late edition for Thursday, May 16th, 2013. I'm Lisa Sugart. Tonight, daring students to resist drugs. Ann Galney was there for the special graduation program. And would you dive into a dumpster? Well, people do it. Tonight, the risks associated with this dirty habit. In sports, Beth has District 11 track and field championship action, and meteorologist Joe Garbacek has a sun-filled Friday forecast. But first, late edition's look at tonight's top stories. Luzerne County Controller Walter Griffith is facing wiretapping charges. He will be arraigned at District Judge Martin Kane's courtroom in Wilkes-Barre at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. The charges have been filed by Attorney General Kathleen Kane. They stem from a civil suit filed by Judge Chauval, the director of CityVest, who filed a civil suit against Griffith, charging him with recording conversations without his permission. Griffith was in the process of auditing CityVest's use of $6 million on the Hotel Sterling. Griffith will be charged with 3 counts of illegally intercepting communications, a third-degree felony. Each count is punishable by up to 7 years in prison. There are not a lot of details available on this next story. Beaver Meadows Police Chief Michael Morisi was injured this afternoon when he was struck and dragged by a car. Morisi's injuries were not all that serious as he was able to drive himself to the emergency room at Hazleton General Hospital. Whether the other driver has been charged is not known. Sources tell us it was someone with whom Morisi had dealt before. At last word, Morisi was okay and was awaiting x-rays. A BOLO, a Be on the Lookout bulletin, was issued today for an older model blue Toyota after the incident. No word on whether that car was found. Hazleton police have reportedly taken over that investigation. A woman was stabbed repeatedly, and the man who allegedly stabbed her is in jail tonight. He is 48-year-old Fred Kopchko of Dallas. But in between, there was a chase, phone calls, additional threats, and some tense hours. L.A. Tyrone reports.
It started at 6 o'clock this morning at Mondelez International, formerly Kraft Foods in the Hanover Industrial Park, where both worked. Township Police Chief Albert Walker says Kopcho stabbed the woman repeatedly after a domestic dispute, and he was confronted by another employee who saw the aftermath, but he managed to dash out of the building, hopped into his car, and took off.
He was operating a white Subaru, and we mobilized resources, law enforcement resources, to attempt to locate the Subaru. After a period of time, we had some communication with the perpetrator via cell phone. And even previous to that, the perpetrator reached out to the business and indicated that he was going to come back and do harm.
Walker says Detective Dave Lewis made phone contact with Kopcho and said Kopcho made threats against any officer who tried to take him alive and other people as well. The Township Municipal Building, Hanover Area Junior Senior High School in Lee Park, and Hanover Green Elementary Schools were locked down as a precaution, but Lewis stayed on the phone with him.
And was attempting to discuss with him on him turning himself into the police department or a police department. After a period of time, after those phone conversations would continue, we were able to get some cell phone record information and also was able to ping the information from the cell phone. And the perpetrator was identified to be in the Duryea area initially, and then eventually, after a period of time, working his way to the Larksville area.
And that's where he was picked up, in Larksville. He was arraigned shortly thereafter and did have something to say to reporters.
How you guys doing? Don't fall in love with a married girl.
Kopcho was arraigned by District Judge Joseph Halsey on charges of aggravated assault, simple assault, reckless endangerment, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. His bail was set at $100,000, and he's in county prison tonight. The victim is still in the hospital, but will recover. L.A. Tyrone, WYLN's late edition.
Thanks, L.A. There was a small fire at the Hazleton YMCA this afternoon. It was no accident. It started in a locker, but because the staff acted quickly, damage was minimal.
When we arrived here, there was a locker inside the locker room that had been burned. The staff did extinguish the fire with an extinguisher. However, there was a pair of personal item flip-flops in there that were still smoldering.
It was discovered by an employee who immediately extinguished it with the fire extinguisher. We called the department just to make sure that the fire was out and to help clear the building smoke. Evacuated everyone who was here while there was smoke in the building, and right now we're letting everyone back in. The fire department has pretty much cleared the area of the smoke.
It's a set fire. There's no indication that it was accidental. There's no indication that it was a lightning strike. I'm going to go on record saying it's a set fire.
Now, officials do know who was in the building. Arson charges may be filed in that case. After 2 recent bomb threats at Crestwood High School, school officials are leaving the investigation in the hands of state and federal authorities. That according to District Superintendent David McLaughlin-Smith tonight. At tonight's Board of Education meeting, Superintendent McLaughlin-Smith told the public that the district is not making any comments at this point. The board also looked at its 2013-14 budget, which currently contains an $800,000 deficit. School district residents will see a 1% tax increase to help cover that shortfall. And on one last note, the board voted to open the position of girls' head basketball coach. That position was held by Isaiah Walker. Homicide trials for 2 half-brothers are slated to begin in Luzerne County Court in September. 19-year-old Sean Hamilton and his half-brother, 17-year-old Sawwood Davis, are charged with killing 21-year-old Bradley James Swartwood, 17-year-old Nicholas Robert Maldonado, and 15-year-old Lisa Abonza in Plymouth in what officials say was a drug deal gone bad. Luzerne County Judge Michael Vo is presiding and wants the trials to begin September 9th as scheduled, but he has to decide several outstanding issues which will involve hearings. Among them is the prosecutor's request that the jury hear about Hamilton's record of past crimes. Defense attorneys have filed a list of motions. They are seeking a change of venue to suppress statements of police and bar some physical evidence as well. Hamilton is also charged with the murder of 22-year-old Kenyatta Houston in Wilkes-Barre the day before the 3 people were killed in Plymouth. A home in Hazel Township is causing some problems. WYLN's Gary Perna has the story.
Neighbors in one Hazel Township community had enough of one of their neighbors. They call his house a dump.
It's terrible. He doesn't seem to respect the neighbors.
The front, side, and back of the property are full of scrap metal, old cars, bikes, and snowmobiles. There is only one pathway from the house to the street, and it's very narrow. Neighbors said they have offered many times to help clean up the yard.
We all were willing to help him and try to do all that. He's just in his own world. You know, he talks to himself, which he's a very intelligent man. I don't have nothing against him personally. It's just, you know, we all have to live here. And I feel that it's wrong for him to depreciate our residences and things like that. It's wrong, you know, have a little respect.
Hazel Township Solicitor Charles Pedri said the township has filed many actions in court against Anthony Casarda of Evervale.
There were hearings at the township. Mr. Casarda was present. He then filed, after some adverse decisions by our representative boards, both the Board of Appeals and the Zoning Board, he filed appeals for those in the Court of Common Pleas of Luzerne County.
Pedri said there are 4 actions filed in Luzerne County Court of Common Pleas. Casarda has not done anything with those actions.
We've petitioned the court for what's called a non-pros, that is to eliminate those and dismiss those appeals. If that is completed, and that is now pending before the court administrator's office for assignment of a judge. When that is completed, we will then go in and clean the entire property. Whatever costs there are, we will put a municipal lien on the property and basically have him thrown out of the property for the simple reason there is no water at the present time on the property because he is also delinquent on his sewer charges.
The home has been condemned by the township 2 separate times in the past. Pedri said it could take 4 to 5 weeks for a judge to be assigned to the case. In Evervale, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Gary Perna.
Thank you, Gary. A special tribute to a classmate today at one area school. The family of Michael Balliet, along with classmates and teachers, dedicated a special memorial to the little boy that will keep his memory alive at his former school for many years to come. Students at Drums Elementary Middle School wore red today in memory of their friend and former classmate Michael Balliet. Michael was a 6th grade student at Drums when he passed away suddenly in October after being diagnosed with a very rare and incurable brainstem tumor called diffuse infiltrative pontine glioma, or DIPG. Students sang and members of Michael's family spoke about this wonderful 12-year-old who was lost much too soon.
Wear red and destroy DIPG for Michael. It's wonderful to see the sea of red here today in memory of my son, your classmate and friend Michael Balliet. Red is his favorite color, and gray, the color ribbon for brain cancer awareness. May is Brain Cancer Awareness Month, so how appropriate that we remember Michael today, May 16, 2013, with the dedication of the memorial outside.
Michael's mother, Betsy Walzer, choked back tears as she addressed her son's classmates. She talked about how much her son loved school, his activities, music, and his friends.
Michael was a happy, kind, loyal, smart, and genuine young man, friendly to all. When he came home from school this year, he would hurry to get his homework done so he could play Minecraft with his friends. You all meant a lot to him. And I hope while he was here, he made some kind of positive impression upon you.
After the program indoors, everyone then went outdoors to dedicate this beautiful memorial. Michael's sisters, Patty Balliet and Jackie Spencer, were pleased with the beautiful tribute to their brother.
The turnout was great. I thought that was nice that we had the older kids come because they're the ones that really knew Michael, and they'll always remember him.
Oh, it's wonderful. It's so nice to see everyone come together for Michael and all the hard work these guys put into it. It's really beautiful.
While today's program was to remember their longtime friend and classmate, it was also to bring awareness to a rare form of brain cancer that strikes unexpectedly.
There's only 2 other families that I know of in our area that were influenced by DIPG, and it's very rare. About 250 kids, the amount of kids that were in the gym, only get it throughout the entire United States every year, and the average survival rate is only 9 months, and Michael passed away within a week of diagnosis.
Following the program outdoors, the students then released their red balloons in honor of Michael.
He's going to be with us forever because of this memorial. We have these beautiful bushes and tree here.
A beautiful tribute today for Michael at the Drums Elementary Middle School. Well, students at the Valley Elementary Middle School had the chance for some hands-on scientific experience. They got the chance to learn about and design solar-powered cars. It's a project of the Energy Partnership of Northern Pennsylvania. Gary McCready is project manager.
This is the culmination of our Science and Energy Club here at this school district. Basically, when we bring a program to a school district, it involves 3 or 4 main components. We always make sure that the student works in a project-based environment, assembling their own solar car from an educational electronic kit.
He said the hands-on learning makes a bigger impression.
Many studies have shown that both the learning process with project-based hands-on approach and the retention, the amount of years that they retain the information, both are increased due to projects that are hands-on.
These 2 students agree.
I believe it went well.
So you guys hand-built these cars, is that correct?
Yes. Yes, we do, if we would turn a waiver. I learned a lot from Dr. Coyle, the guest engineer. He explained to us how technology has expanded since when he first started building the audio response systems. In this whole group, I've learned all about solar energy and different kinds of energy and how it helps the environment and how we should switch to it.
Now, the special program was held on Wednesday at Valley Elementary Middle School. Tonight was a big night for the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. The annual Business Expo was held between 5 and 7 at Genetti's on Route 309 in Hazel Township. A long list of members had booths explaining what they do. That was followed by the 121st Annual Chamber Dinner.
We talk about the accomplishments of the past year of the Chamber, the type of services we provide to our Chamber member businesses, and then we also recognize the Businesswoman of the Year Award with our Athena presentation, and the winner is Kathleen Benyo. And we also will have the graduating class of Leadership Hazleton. So
Palermo says the purpose is not a lot of backslapping, but services and connection.
We're always about networking and providing services for each other with the hopes that the businesses here will make a contact and then do business with the businesses that are here.
Now, WYLN is a proud member of the Greater Hazleton Chamber of Commerce. Finally tonight, the State House of Representatives has passed a bill creating the new offense of online impersonation. House Bill 764 would make it illegal to use the identity of another person to create a web page, post messages on social media, text or email to harass, threaten, stalk, intimidate someone. The bill comes from suburban Philadelphia Republican Kathy Watson. It makes such an action a second-degree misdemeanor, punishable by up to 2 years in jail and or a fine of up to $5,000. The measure would also allow courts to award civil damages for loss of money, reputation, or property. It now heads to the Senate. And that is a look at tonight's top stories. Well, the weekend is almost here. Well, the weather forecast, I believe, is going to cooperate. To find out the details, let's head over to the Weather Center and meteorologist Joe Garbacik. Joe?
Thanks, Lisa. Well, things not shaping up too bad across our area over the next couple of days. We're going to see some sunshine. We're going to see some mild weather. We'll talk about it coming up next.
People have a very jaded opinion of contractors. At the Wire Guys, we completely turn that experience on its head. My electrician is going to show up and wear shoe covers. Be respectful. We are the cleanest contractors that you'll ever use. Before he even starts, he's going to give you a price in writing that he's going to stick to. I want them to be your superhero when they walk out that door. Call me. If we're late, you get paid.
Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. Come see for yourself. They have the freshest selection of meats, cheese, and produce. Baked goods made fresh on premises. They have an in-store butcher who is happy to accommodate your special orders. Be sure to stop in and check out their unadvertised specials. You'll find them throughout the store. See their flyer for weekly specials. Heritage SureSave, your neighborhood full-service supermarket. This week at Heritage, it's time to get grilling with their now famous 25% off all fresh ground beef sale. Taste the difference.
Hello, I'm Tiffany Cloud. One of the big problems plaguing northeastern Pennsylvania is meth labs, but the vigilance of the community can help spot and prevent them, and even bust them. Berwick's Chief of Police and its narcotics officer join me this week on The Storm, and we'll all learn ways to help fight crime. This week only on WYLN.
Taking a look at our live 35 Skycast Doppler across northeastern Pennsylvania. Really not much happening, and we're not going to really expect anything happening through the overnight hours. We're going to be in pretty good shape, and heading into tomorrow, boy, it's shaping up to be a very nice looking day, very similar to what we saw today. Our Robert Stevens Face and Body Almanac page for the day, 78 and 57, the split in temperatures. Now that is above the averages of 70 and 48. The record high and low, they still stand. And sun will come up tomorrow at 5:45 and the sun will set at 8:16 in the evening. Temperature-wise, past 24 hours, fairly mild. Mid to upper 40s, lower 50s out there. And heading into today, boy, it was just very nice out there. Temperatures getting up into the 70s and lower 80s. Temperatures across our area right now, 62 in New Angola, 64 in Berwick, 65 in Bloomsburg, 65 in Monroe City, and 62 in Danville. Satellites and radar, all the precipitation down toward the south. Some showers. Some thunderstorms out there. But across our area, again, what you saw on radar, that just is some ground clutter. There is nothing showing up. We continue to see clear to mostly clear skies, and that's going to be the case through the overnight hours. Heading into tomorrow, maybe a few clouds around, but other than that, looking very nice. Going into our Saturday, I think looking pretty nice across our area as well. As some of those clouds are on the increase as we start going later in the day, Saturday, and going into Sunday. Now, maybe there could be a shower for Sunday, but that pretty much is about it. Notice tomorrow, again, looks like we're going to get up into the 70s. Some of the cooler locations, the higher elevations, may struggle to make it out of the upper 60s for daytime highs. And notice Saturday noontime hour temperatures already in the 60s. So very nice day tomorrow. It was a nice day today. Looks like we're going to have a repeat of it heading into tomorrow. A little bit cooler, though, than what we've actually experienced today, but that's okay, because we were above average today. Temperatures, though, tonight cool, comfortable, dropping down into the 40s, clear to mostly clear skies, and we got 70s in most locations tomorrow, but the cooler locations struggling to make it out of the mid to upper 60s. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Here's what we can expect over the next couple of days, looking pretty nice. Heading into tomorrow and Saturday, near 70 degrees. Could be a shower around for Sunday, maybe a shower or thunderstorm around heading into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week. Don't think they're going to be washouts. We'll see sunshine mixed with some clouds, but also keep in mind there is that threat of a shower or thunderstorm just about any one of those days. We want to look at our evening Pennsylvania lottery numbers daily. 396 to Big 4, 0860. Quinto numbers looking like this, 18537, and a cash 5, 279, 17, and 22. Lisa.
Thanks, Joe. Well, students vow to avoid drugs. We'll take you to the special graduation ceremony next on Late Edition.
Welcome to Robert Stevens Face and Body, Hazleton's complete skincare center. Here, our licensed specialists will consult with you to discuss your skincare needs, rejuvenate you with our special facial treatments, and apply gentle, relaxing massages to melt your tension away, using all state-of-the-art technical treatments and superior skin products. So call today and let the transformation begin at Robert Stevens Face and Body, 788-7546.
The friendly people at Pantry Quick at the corner of Diamond Avenue and Cybert Streets in Hazleton for decades has been your first stop for lottery tickets, munchies, and soda. Now Pantry Quick is your first stop for 6-packs of your favorite beer. All the domestic name brands such as Budweiser, Coors Light, and Miller Lite, Landshark, and Yuengling. Pantry Quick also carries a large variety of imports and craft beers. Stop in today to Pantry Quick, now carrying all your favorite beers at the corner of Diamond Avenue and Cybert Streets in Hazleton.
Join us this week on Women Today. It's all about senior care. We'll be joined by Dr. Philip Benyo of the Alliance Medical Group. He's going to talk to you about medication management for seniors. Later, Lisa Marie Halecki from Heritage Hill is going to tell you about her beautiful facility and some things you might want to think about when looking for a new home for your loved ones. We'll get creative with Chris. We'll give you a beautiful floral arrangement from Stephanie's Greens and Things. Another great giveaway this week, and we'll tell you who's been caught doing good. It's all coming up this week on Women Today. Join us. Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event, brought to you by WYLN 35 in Hazleton, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors, will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trays, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated at 542 North Wyoming Street in Hazleton, serving the greater Hazleton area since 1890 and still family owned and operated, offers convenient parking, handicapped accessibility, seating for over 150 people, casket, cremation product showrooms to accommodate traditional, cremation, and pre-planned funerals. The Frank J. Bonin Funeral Home Incorporated, 570-454-3341.
New episodes coming soon, only on WYLN.
Welcome back. Today was graduation day for students who spent many weeks learning about the dangers of drugs and alcohol. Late Edition's Ann Gownley was there.
35 fifth graders at Holy Family Academy in Hazleton graduated today from the DARE program. DARE stands for Drug Abuse Resistance Education. First Lieutenant John Leonard of the Hazleton Police Department was the instructor throughout the program.
Being able to administer the DARE program here at Holy Family Academy is just such a asset to be able to come in and talk to the kids and relate information to them about the dangers of drug, alcohol, and tobacco use, as well as talking about bullying and making wise choices in their lives.
Unfortunately, the department is limited in their funding and is only able to administer the program at Holy Family Academy after the federal government discredited the program and says they will not pay for it anymore. But Leonard says this program is not only important to him and his fellow officers, but also to the students.
In the past, we had the funding available to have officers go throughout the Hazleton Area School District, but due to financial crises across the country, these programs are harder and harder to administer. Kids come first, and we want to protect them. They're our most precious resource in this community. They're our future.
Distinguished honored graduates were able to read their essays to their fellow graduates and attendees of the event. We spoke with all 3 of them after they received their certificates about the things they learned and hope that the other students walk away with.
In my speech, I kind of signaled it that everybody's a gift from God, and if God wanted you to do this, he would have made you do this when you were a child. And I wanted people to learn that everyone has a special talent, and if you use drugs, it's going to affect you in the long run, and you're not going to be able to do everything that you've wanted to do your whole life.
I've learned that it's not very fun having drugs because it can really affect your health problems and the way you look. People might not like to go around you or something.
I learned that it's important to stay away from drugs, and if you get peer pressure, not to take drugs. Don't accept them. If, say someone says it's like lemonade or something, and it looks like lemonade, don't take it. Unless your mom and dad approve of it. And then it's actually lemonade.
Principal Mary Kozik tells us that having this program reinforces the value system they teach their students.
It is a very worthwhile program for any students, but to market the area of 5th grade students when they're starting to make their own decisions about things and getting more independence in their decision making, being involved with their friends more and being involved with sports a lot more, we really feel like the DARE program adds a great value to their decision making and their making choices for life.
First Lieutenant Leonard says he hopes to continue this program for years to come at Holy Family Academy because the students here are the future of the community. In Hazleton, for WYLN's Late Edition, I'm Ann Gownley.
Thanks, Ann. Congratulations to those 5th graders and First Lieutenant Leonard. Beth is in next with Track and Field Championship action. Stay tuned.
Weatherwood is a privately owned 200-bed nursing and rehabilitation center. Nestled within the quiet town of Weatherly, PA, we offer our residents and their families tranquil and scenic views from just about anywhere in the building. We are located within minutes of Hazleton General Hospital as well as major metropolitan medical and trauma centers in the Lehigh Valley. Whispering Meadows is a 50-bed secured dementia unit within our facility. Whether you need short-term, long-term, or respite stay, call or stop by today for a tour.
Vote for my mom, Michelle Benner, for county controller, or you chose the wrong choice.
Michelle Bednar is uniquely qualified for the job of Luzerne County Controller with 25 years of accounting experience and years of public service as a tax collector. Michelle favors an honest, transparent, and efficient form of government. And she's a dedicated wife and mom. Just ask her son, Kyler.
I'm Kyler Bednar, and I approve this message.
All Care Home Care, the health care that you need in the comfort and privacy of your own home.
At All Care Home Care, our caring and compassionate staff of skilled nurses, occupational speech, physical therapists, dietitian, social worker, and home health aides will give you the professional care you need. Call 459-3002.
With All Care Home Care, you will feel so much better and be able to do so much more.
Remember, it's still your choice. For your care, call us and we'll be there. Join us this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. We'll be joined by Libby Cinto, who is going to tell our viewers why, if you're in pain, don't let a language barrier stop you from getting help and being the best that you can be. Her courageous story coming up this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic. Join us.
Yesterday was the first round of the District 11 Track and Field Championships at Blue Mountain High School. A number of athletes from our area will be heading to the state championships in Shippensburg next weekend, and also quite a few records were smashed. Let's take a look at who placed in the top 3 of their events. Starting with AA boys, in the discus, Monoy area's Tyler Cavanis takes home the gold with a throw of 149 feet and 9 inches. In the 3,200-meter run, North Schuylkill's distance champ Brendan Sheeran no doubt breaks the district record set by Chris Spooner in 2003 of 9 minutes, 27.55 seconds, with a time of 9 minutes, 17.33 seconds. In the 300-meter hurdles, continuing to add points for the Spartans, Danny McSurdy. McSurdy would win the silver with his time of 39.73 seconds. And it's another medal for the Spartans in the 4x8 relay. Jordan Shinkus, Devin Mashak, Will Halko, and Sheeran will team up and take second with a time of 8 minutes and 22.35 seconds. In boys AAA, Tamaulipa's Tyler Hope with a first-place win in the javelin, throwing at 184 feet and 5 inches. Now on to the girls, and sticking with Tamaulipa, the senior Streisel sisters taking control in a few events. First, Maria Streisel takes first in the girls' long jump with a distance of 17 feet and 7.5 inches. Sister Christine shows why she's heading to Duke in the fall for track and field. She breaks the 2001 district shot put record held by Sarah Blanchard and gets the gold. Amanda Salt from Tamaulipa not far behind her in second place. Then Lady Spartan Carter Green breaks the discus record, and it's not just a few inches. North Schuylkill's Green threw the disc 152 feet and 7 inches. The record, 131 feet and 7 inches. Coming in second, Anna Huss from Shenandoah Valley with a throw of 122 feet, 30 feet behind Green. Tamaulipa's Rebecca Minahan will place third for the Lady Raiders in the pole vault with a jump of 10 feet. And lastly, in the 300-meter hurdles, a set of fillies from Marion come in second and third. It's Christy Digian Domenico and Alexandra Hutta with times of 48.77 and 48.13, respectively. Continued, and we will keep you updated on who else will be wearing a medal around their necks tomorrow night. A few weeks ago, the PA Golden Glove Central District Championships were held at Marion Catholic High School. A number of boxers stepped into the ring, a few of them after stepping out headed for states, including one local female boxer. The Pottsville native actually did not get to fight during the Central District Championships because her opponent did not make weight, but Liz Morris was disappointed. She still moved on to the state championships in Reading, the farthest she's been in her 3 years with the PA Golden Gloves. Her opponent was Casey Barnett, a Division I boxer at Penn State University. It took 4 rounds to decide who won the bout.
First round, I really felt her out because I had no idea how she fought. I couldn't find her. I didn't know anything about her, so I just felt her out. Second round, I kind of pushed it. Third round, we both came out with speed, and it was kind of funny after the fight. Fourth round, at the end of the third and the fourth round, she was a bloody mess.
Obviously, Morris does not take her sport lightly, and more people around Morris are not taking her lightly either.
And I feel that I've gained a lot of respect not only in my gym, but in other gyms around the area, saying I could fight, and I don't care who doesn't think it, who thinks I don't train, but I can fight, and people are starting to really respect that.
After winning states, Liz Morris didn't even know she was the champion until the following week. For now, she is training hard for nationals in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, taking place in the beginning of June, and she's hoping to bring home that gold and have some fun while doing it.
I think it's all business. Hopefully I'll have a couple hours or at the pool or something.
Good for Liz. We will let you know how she does after competing in nationals. Stay tuned. Lisa's back next.
Third Base Luncheonette, still making memories after all these years.
When severe weather hits our area, the WILN Weather Center brings you precise weather information you need to plan your day. And now you can get the latest weather conditions online anytime at WILNTV.com. Utilizing the latest technology, meteorologist Joe Garbacic brings you the most accurate weather information available, including webcams to view current road conditions and detailed maps of our area. For a full, detailed, and accurate daily weather report, watch WILN Weather with Joe Garbacic weekdays at 5 and 10 and online anytime at WILNTV.com.
Recapping tonight's top stories, Luzerne County Controller Walter Griffith is facing wiretapping charges. He will be arraigned at District Judge Martin Kane's courtroom in Wilkes-Barre at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, the charges have been filed by Attorney General Kathleen Kane. They stem from a civil suit filed by Judge Chauval, the director of CityVest, who filed a civil suit against Griffith, charging him with recording conversations without his permission. Griffith was in the process of auditing CityVest's use of $6 million on the Hotel Sterling. Griffith will be charged with 3 counts of illegally intercepting communications, a third-degree felony. Each count is punishable by up to 7 years in prison. There are not a lot of details on this next story. Beaver Meadows Police Chief Michael Marisi was injured this afternoon when he was struck and dragged by another car. Marisi's injuries were not all that serious, but he was able to drive himself to the emergency room at Hazelton General Hospital. Whether the other driver has been charged isn't known, but sources tell us it was someone with whom Marisi had dealt before. At last word, he was okay and was awaiting x-rays. Hazelton police have reportedly taken over that investigation. A woman was stabbed repeatedly, and the man who stabbed her is in jail tonight. He is 48-year-old Fred Kopcho of Dallas, but in between there was a chase, phone calls, additional threats, and some tense hours, as L.A. Tyrone explains.
It started at 6 o'clock this morning at Mondelez International, formerly Kraft Foods in the Hanover Industrial Park, where both worked. Township Police Chief Albert Walker says Kopcho stabbed the woman repeatedly after a domestic dispute, and he was confronted by another employee who saw the aftermath, but he managed to dash out of the building, hopped into his car, and took off.
He was operating a white Subaru, and we mobilized resources, law enforcement resources, to attempt to locate the Subaru. After a period of time, we had some communication with the perpetrator via cell phone. And even previous to that, the perpetrator reached out to the business and indicated that he was going to come back and do harm.
Walker says Detective Dave Lewis made phone contact with Kopcho and said Kopcho made threats against any officer who tried to take him alive and other people as well. The Township Municipal Building, Hanover Area Junior Senior High School and Lee Park, and Hanover Green Elementary Schools were locked down as a precaution, but Lewis stayed on the phone with him.
And was attempting to discuss with him on him turning himself into the police department or a police department. After a period of time, after those phone conversations would continue, we were able to get some cell phone record information and also was able to ping information from the cell phone. And the perpetrator was identified to be in the Duryea area initially. And then eventually, after a period of time, working his way to the Larksville area.
And that's where he was picked up, in Larksville. He was arraigned shortly thereafter and did have something to say to reporters.
How you guys doing? Don't fall in love with a married girl.
Kopcho was arraigned by District Judge Joseph Halsey on charges of aggravated assault, simple assault, reckless endangerment, and unauthorized use of a motor vehicle. His bail was set at $100,000, and he's in county prison tonight. The victim is still in the hospital, but will recover. L.A. Tyrone, WILN's Late Edition.
Thanks, L.A. Finally, there was a small fire at the Hazelton YMCA this afternoon, and it was no accident. It started in a locker, but because the staff acted quickly, damage was minimal.
When we arrived here, there was a locker inside the locker room that had been burned. The staff did extinguish the fire with an extinguisher. However, there was a pair of personal item flip-flops in there that were still smoldering.
It was discovered by an employee who immediately extinguished it with the fire extinguisher. We called the department just to make sure that the fire was out and to help clear the building of smoke. Evacuated everyone who was here while there was smoke in the building, and right now we're letting everyone back in. The fire department has pretty much cleared the area of the smoke.
It's a set fire. There's no indication that it was accidental. There's no indication that it was a lightning strike. I'm going to go on record saying it's a set fire.
Now, officials do know who was in the building at the time. Arson charges may be filed. And that's a look at tonight's top story recaps. When we come back, the art and dangers of dumpster diving. And Beth is back in with the second half of sports.
And we got some nice weather to talk about the next couple of days. How nice, you might ask? Stick around, I'll let you know.
Enjoy the great outdoors at the Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range's Trap, Skeet, and Sporting Clays course. No waiting and no lines. First time shooting? Whitetail Preserve employs certified instructors to help you get the most out of your experience. Hungry? The restaurant at Whitetail has a great menu to satisfy and offers catering for all occasions. Whitetail Preserve Shooting Range, approximately 13 miles west of Hazleton and just 1 hour from Allentown, Reading, and the Delaware Water Gap. 118 Boulevard Road, just off the Rockland Road near Rock Glen. 384-2314. S.J. Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
For a dealer that will take the time to get to know our needs.
And hook me up with something that has some all-wheel drive and some power. Bam! And what will you be using the car for primarily? Cycling, snowboarding, kayaking, you know.
Gardening, antiquing, and commuting to work.
I've got just the car.
And we've got just the dealer.
The right car.
The right price.
The right dealer. Fairway Subaru. Yeah.
Join us this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Ting is going to explain to us what carpal tunnel syndrome is, and surprisingly, you may not need surgery to cure it. His solutions, they're coming up this week on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Join us.
Well, some call it freeganism, others dumpster diving. In either case, some people do it, though it's loaded with risks. INN's Nicole Ebot has more.
Most people will toss something in the dumpster and that's it. They never think about it again.
Like this one looks like there might be something in it, so I'm just gonna go poke in there and see if it's anything worth taking.
But then there are some out there who have no problem sticking their hand in the trash and pulling out something kind of neat.
If someone is gonna give you something for free, you're not gonna be like, oh no, I'd rather go buy it.
And sometimes that even includes something to eat.
But I'm more particular about food, so like I'm not so desperate that I'm gonna eat like an opened bag of chips. Like I would only be looking for things that are closed.
In the past, she's pulled out whole boxes of granola bars, bread, and even bananas.
Why not take that? And things are juicy, like see how there's like juice coming out of there? You don't want to touch that. Like, you don't know what it is.
There's a whole world online where people who call themselves freegans gather. They post their finds and what specific stored dumpsters they've had luck finding stuff in.
And so this looks just like kitchen trash, and I'm not going to go through that.
Believe it or not, there's a strategy behind digging through dumpsters. Dorms or apartment bins are good targets. They can be full of all kinds of treasure.
You can find stuff for your house. So like, I have like my 2 end tables and my coffee table and my office chair, and I have like 3 lamps that I all just took out of dumpsters.
And this day was no exception.
Okay, hey, this could be something.
Turns out it's a bamboo floor rug, something that can go for well over $100 brand new.
This is cool. Ooh, that's a deep stain. That's okay. I could put my kitchen table on this.
But the big question is why? Some people will turn to dumpsters to lighten the load on their wallets. Others say it's a way to fight back against consumerism. And still others, like Christy, are trying to help the environment while they're helping themselves. According to Think Outside the Bin, in the 1960s, each person in the U.S. generated about 2.5 pounds of waste per day. Now that's up to 5 pounds a day. And most of that goes into landfills.
That just seems ridiculous to me, like that our society is doing that and just letting all of this junk pile up and like go to waste. People who don't have anything.
And a lot of businesses might not exactly appreciate you going through their dumpsters. That's why a lot of them are starting to lock them at the end of the night. But the owners that we spoke to said that they don't mind, as long as anything you're not taking with you gets put back when you're done.
There's some safety issues too. They could cut their fingers. They could have a risk of tetanus from a cut. They could find wild animals in the bins. Raccoons like to dig through trash, and raccoons carry rabies.
Of course, there's also health issues. Unsurprisingly, the doctor said trash is swimming with bacteria, and some of it can't be washed or cooked away. People could get seriously sick.
The main thing I think is if it's open, like don't take it. If it's open, I mean, you're not that desperate. I'll give you $1 if you're that desperate.
So if you're inspired to embark on a dumpster diving journey, there's just one more thing to keep in mind.
Be aware of where you are and what's around you, and then you'll find Twister. You never know.
And you never know what other kind of adventures your finds could take you on. Reporting for INN News, Nicole Ebot.
To each his own, that's all I'm going to say. Beth is in with the second half of sports, and Joe will recap the forecast when we come right back.
Bottleneck Saloon and Eatery, now open on the Square in Wilkes-Barre. Stop by to see us for lunch to break up and brighten up your day. Or get it to go. Our lunch menu ranges from light to all right, with signature salads, saloon-style sandwiches, crunchy rings, Nipa's best wings, and draft drinks to power you through the afternoon. After work, we're there to help you unwind with friends. Put little bottlenecks in your day. Bottleneck Saloon and Eatery, now on the Square. See you there.
I'm Karen Seppa-Herco, and I'm running for Luzerne County Controller. A United States Army veteran, I know the meaning of service. Along with the master's degree in accounting, I will bring over 20 years of experience in accounting, auditing, and oversight to office. I'll contain and control spending, communicate issues, and investigate financial irregularities. Please vote Karen Sepahurko, Luzerne County Controller, because tax dollars should go where expected. After all, it's your money.
Hi, I'm Liz Tolan. I'd like to invite you to the first annual COPS event. It's taking place on September 21st right here at the Butler Township Community Center. This event brought to you by WYLN 35 in Hazleton, the Greater Hazleton Health Alliance, and other area sponsors will consist of a 5K run, 5K walk, kids fun run, open air concert, free cookout for the community, crafters, tricky trays, and so much more. Proceeds from this event will go to benefit 4 area police departments. When you call these men and the men and women they serve with, they're going to be there for you. Won't you take one day out of your busy schedule and be there for them?
During these changing times, is your insurance program up to date? I'm local Allstate agent Gary McNeilis. I invite you to come into our office or give us a call. We'll help you be sure that you have the proper coverage to take care of all your family's needs at a price you can afford. Now more than ever, you need to be in good hands to protect everything that's important to you. Our team of insurance professionals and I will be honored to serve you. Are you in good hands?
Oh, for crying out loud.
Hey, neighbor. Lousy weather, huh?
This is not a good time.
For it to be raining and my satellite dish to lose its signal? Man, I heard that. Mind if I watch your cable?
Look, my kid's having a sleepover.
Right. I'll just watch it on your bedroom set.
Service Electric Digital Cable with On Demand. The best TV in the neighborhood.
It's looking like the Phillies' Roy Halladay could begin throwing 6 to 8 weeks after undergoing right shoulder surgery. The Phillies say Halladay had an arthroscopic evaluation and underwent surgery Wednesday without complications. If all goes well and Halladay is able to start his throwing program on time, he could be back sometime after the All-Star break. The Mets have signed free agent outfielder Rick Ankiel. He got a major league contract, not a minor league deal, and played center field tonight. Ankiel was released by the Astros last week. He was hitting .194 with 5 homers and 35 strikeouts. Lifetime, he's hit .243. Mets outfielders this season are hitting just .223 as a whole. Ankiel first came up as a pitcher with the Cardinals. To make room for him, Andrew Brown has been optioned to AAA. The Dodgers have signed free agent pitcher Jonathan Sanchez to a minor league deal. He has a July 1st opt-out date. If he's not on the major league roster, he can leave. The one-time Giants phenom, who's now 30, began the year with the Pirates but was cut when his ERA ballooned to 11.85. In his past 78 1/3 innings, Sanchez has walked 69 batters and fanned 68. Major League Baseball may have an expanded video replay next season, that according to Vice President for Baseball Operations Joe Torre. The announcement comes after 2 high-profile mistakes by umpires in the past week. Right now, replay is only used to review home runs. Everything else is under consideration except balls and strikes. Reid Ryan will be named the new Astros team president tomorrow. Reid is the founder and the CEO of the Round Rock Express, the Rangers, a AAA affiliate, and Corpus Christi Hooks, the Astros AA affiliate. He replaces George Pastolis, who resigned this week. Islanders left wing Matt Moulson, Blackhawks right wing and center Patrick Kane, and Lightning right wing Martin St. Louis are finalists for the NHL's Lady Byng Trophy, the league sportsmanship award. St. Louis has already won the award twice, in 2010 and 2011. Moulson is a finalist for the second season straight. Kane is a Lady Byng finalist for the first time. The Washington Post, says Capitals captain Alex Ovechkin played Game 6 and 7 against the Rangers with a hairline fracture in his left foot. Ovechkin was criticized for poor production as he went scoreless over the final 2 games and had just 1 shot on goal in an ugly 5-0 loss in Game 7. The guess is he suffered the injury, blocking 2 shots by Ryan McDonough in Game 6. Somewhat of a surprise, Jets quarterback David Garrard has retired. He was not guaranteed a spot on the roster, but some thought he had the best chance to be the starter this coming season. Mark Sanchez had a poor year last year, but says he intends to win that starting job. Garrard's retirement makes it much easier. Garrard indicated the Jets have asked him to consider becoming a coach with the team. The Jets are now down to 4 quarterbacks in camp: Sanchez, Geno Smith, Greg McElroy, and Matt Sims. They recently released Tim Tebow. Now let's kick off our national scoreboard for the night. It's back to the NBA playoffs. The Knicks have the lead with less than a minute against the Pacers, and the Spurs up 3-2 in the series against Steph Curry and Golden State. That one just tipping off in the NHL playoffs. It's tied at 2 in overtime between the Rangers and the Bruins, and the Kings with the quick goal in the first period over the Sharks. In the minors, International League, the Iron Pigs fall to Norfolk. Russ Kanzler 2 for 5 with an RBI in the Tide's 8-6 win, and the Rail Riders fall again to the Mud Hens tonight 4-1. In the majors, the Bombers fell 3-2 to the Mariners. The Rays putting David Price on the DL after their loss last night, and they are down 1 right now in the ninth to the Red Sox. Texas is leading the Tigers, and 0-0 with the White Sox and the Angels in the third. National League, Mets over the Cards, Pirates win 7-1, and the Reds take the Marlins in 10, 5-3. In the sixth, Giants lead the Rockies 8-6, and the Nationals in San Diego, no score in the second there. Joe G's back next. Stick around.
At Cuck's Turkey Farm, we are family owned and operated for over 45 years, and we consistently strive to produce premium poultry. We offer the finest all-natural country poultry, antibiotic-free, all-vegetarian fed with superior white meat yield and exceptional flavor. So we invite you to experience the unique natural taste of our poultry for your enjoyment and your health. Give us a call or stop in today.
Managing risk is more than just buying an insurance policy. At Dreyfus, our approach is different. We have 25 risk management professionals who have the tools and experience to help our clients avoid and survive unexpected events. We can help you with risk transfer, OSHA requirements, safe workplace, cybersecurity, and claims management. All of these go well beyond an insurance policy. We're also independent, so we can access dozens of insurance carriers like Grange Insurance, who can insure your auto, home, business, and life. Dreyfus Insurance since 1901 and Grange Insurance since 1935. We're committed to helping you manage risk.
If you haven't found the perfect fishing getaway, you haven't been to Captain's Cove. Located on Henderson Harbor in upstate New York, Captain's Cove offers a variety of accommodations to please just about anyone. The motel, also located on the harbor, offers a magnificent view. Enjoy free morning coffee, air-conditioned rooms, cable TV, and HBO. The cottage can accommodate up to 8 people with 3 bedrooms, a complete kitchen, washer-dryer, 2 full baths, air conditioning, an outside grill, and picnic table. Call us today for rates and information at 1-800-824-FISH.
Well, now is the time of year tornadoes become at their peak, if you will, and some nasty weather down south. There was in Texas a couple of tornadoes, number of people lost their lives as well as a number of people that were injured. And then we come into thunderstorm peak season, which generally occurs in July. Our live Lehigh Tire conditions outside our station in Hazleton sitting in at 63 degrees, pressure coming in at 29.85 inches of mercury, and we've been through the day without seeing any type of rainfall. Live 35 Skycast Doppler. Basically, forget what you see here and what you see there, because it is not occurring. It is just simply ground clutter, and we're not going to have to worry about it whatsoever. It will stay dry through tonight. We have the milder air in our area, but not as mild and not as hot as what's been occurring in Vegas and Phoenix, Arizona. Temperatures well in the 80s and 90s to 100 degrees. Temperatures closer to home, 69 Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport, 64 in Mount Pocono, 63 in Williamsport, 57 in Selinsgrove, and 69 in State College up in the Wyoming Valley area from Nanticoke through Wilkes-Barre, Kingston, and Lehman. Your temperatures holding generally in the 60s as I speak. Satellite and radar, things looking very good, and it will stay nice through the overnight hours. Heading into tomorrow, it will be dry, maybe a few clouds here and there. A few more clouds coming into our area as we head into Saturday and especially into Sunday. Can't rule out the possibility of a shower, but other than that, the weekend at this point looking like it should be pretty nice, and a nice looking day heading into tomorrow as we end a work week. Extended forecast brought to you by the Wire Guys, a division of Arc Electric. Temperature-wise, not looking too bad over the next several days, and then going into next week, may have to dodge a couple of hit or miss showers and thunderstorms scattered in nature. Keep the umbrella handy, but much of the time will be dry. Much of the time we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine, and temperature-wise, not bad.
So are we finished with the cold?
Let's hope so.
You think?
Well,
yeah, knock wood. Where's wood?
we'll still see some cold nights yet.
Oh boy, I'll tell you, I've had enough of the cold weather. Hope we have a nice warm summer if it ever arrives.
It'd be nice.
Yeah. Any predictions?
I'm not doing that. You know how I feel about that. Things change. Why am I going to lie?
That's true. I know. We like to tease you, put you on the spot. You know that.
That's all right.
You don't do lying, you're guessing.
Have a great night, everybody. We'll see you back here tomorrow at 10.